Hi, it's Nathaniel Whiston here, and welcome once again to an episode of Hollywood Stars of West Anglia. Today I'm travelling to the town of Hitchin. It's to the south of Arlesey, to the southwest of Letchworth Garden City, and to the northwest of Stevenage. It's in North Hertfordshire, and it's in West Anglia. Today's Hollywood star of West Anglia was an actor, a singer, a writer, a sportsman, a comedian. He did pretty much everything there is to do in show business, and he lived over 100 years, so we had plenty of time to fit everything in. He was born in London before going on to Hollywood to make his name, but he has family connections to Hitchin, to West Anglia, which I'm going to be looking at today. So I'm going to see where there's life, because nowhere is off limits, as I say. Thanks for the memory, and talk about Bob Hope. I go online, Jeremy, I think, oh, I wonder what my friends are up to. And what do I see? I see a picture titled Jeremy Stag Do in Poland, and it's a picture of you and all your mates with the hashtag Jezz's Stag Do, hashtag lads on tour, hashtag we came, Warsaw, we conquered. What is that about, Jeremy? Liz tells me there's no stag do, and then all of a sudden, next thing I know, it's you gone on your stag do and you haven't invited me. You've got all your mates there, all the lads, and where am I? I'm not there. What's that about, Jeremy? Why don't I get an invite to your stag do? Come on, mate, what? Is it because I'm not a lad? I'm a lad, I can be a lad. I'll have a drink, talk about birds, I can do all that. Yeah, we can sing songs and chuck chairs about. Is that what happens on stag do's with lads? Is that what they do? Get funny tattoos and shave eyebrows off? Is that what goes on? Because I can do all of that. How do I not get an invite, Jeremy? That is not on. That is not on. That's not cricket. What exactly am I doing in West Anglia talking about Bob Hope? Well, his paternal grandfather lived in Hitchin, and Hope always claimed that's where he got his sense of humour from, and he was a comedian, very famous for his sense of humour, so quite an important member of his family. It's not his uncle's, cousin's, babysitter's dog walker. This is a key member of the Hope clan. You can say, I didn't want to invite you, but you're not going to do that, Jeremy. I know you won't, because you're gutless. You're a gutless wonder. Sean's in a panic at work. We've got these clients coming over from Eindhoven, and he wants to take them out for dinner, and he's telling me, can you book us a restaurant? I said, Sean, first of all, I don't work for you. Second of all, I'm not a PA. And third, I'm not booking you a restaurant. And then he muttered something about, oh, you only do the bare minimum, don't you? And then he just wandered off. I've heard a rumour, though, that there's going to be some changes in the team, and somebody saw Sean updating his CV at work the other day, so with any luck, he's going to be on his way out. Bob Hope didn't spend much time in Hitchin when he was born here and was growing up here, because they moved from London to Bristol and then over to America pretty quickly. But his granddad had sent him letters, and other people in the family, his cousins and so on, so he thought, yeah, I may as well head over there and see what's happening in West Anglia. And that he did, and he came over quite a few times, and today I'm going to see some of the places where his family lives, see some of the places where Hope went to while he was in West Anglia, and tell some of the Bob Hope story while I'm doing it, and you can all enjoy that and West Anglia as you do in all of my videos. Alison is just... wow. Well, whether I talk about it or not, Jeremy, you're going to find a way to stitch me up and put it in, aren't you? So why don't I just say it? It's not going well. This living together with Alison, it's not going very well. There you go, put that in. It's a grey day today. I can't see the sky. It's just a sea of clouds. Can a sky be a sea? Well, it is. It's pure grey and white. I would have loved to have gone to Warsaw. They've got an uprising museum there. I would have loved to have seen that. Now I'm going to have to go with Alison. Well, she wouldn't want to see that. I'm going to have to go on my own. And we're here. We're in Hitchin. This is Brampton Park Road in Hitchin, and this is the first part of our journey because it's on this road where one of Hope's cousins used to live. Now, I'm not entirely sure which house it was, but rest assured he did walk on this same path that I'm walking on now. I'm not sure at all which house it was. Yeah, it was one of these. 1939 was the first year that Hope came to Hitchin, and it was in that same year that he arguably had his first big success at the box office with a film called The Cat and the Canary. Now, the local football team in Hitchin are called the Canaries. Is that a coincidence? Some sort of lucky charm? Fate? I'll leave that for you to decide. And now I'm on Bearton Road in Hitchin, and this was where his granddad lived. He lived in one of these houses along here. Not entirely sure which one, but he came down here, Hope, and this is where he'd come to visit him. Parking on this road is absolutely terrible. I don't know how he copes with it, but maybe they made room for him because he was a big star. But yeah, it's pretty bad to park down now, and yeah, his granddad lived on this street. Hope starred in a series of films alongside Bing Crosby that were really successful, called the Road 2 series, where they went to Singapore, Zanzibar, Morocco, Utopia, Rio, Bali and Hong Kong. I don't know why he didn't do a Road to Hitchin film. I know it doesn't sound very exotic compared to those other places, but if you come from Singapore, Zanzibar, Morocco, Utopia, Rio, Bali or Hong Kong, then Hitchin is a very exotic place. Opposite the swimming pool, across this field and next to where the Canaries play, is Bedford Road, and it's on that road where Hope's aunt, who first invited him back to Hitchin, lived. So she was the one who got the ball rolling, and I'm pretty sure that she lived in one of those houses. Bedford Road is really long. Well, technically it goes all the way to Bedford, but there's a row of houses there, so I'm taking an educated guess that she lived in one of them. I've been to a few places in Hitchin, a few houses and streets to see where his family lived, but now I'm going to a village called Little Wymondley, and it's here where Bob Hope used to stay whenever he came to visit this region. Why he didn't stay with his family, I don't know. I won't look into it too deeply. The man just wanted his space. Hope was very much Hollywood royalty, and he hosted the Academy Awards 14 times between 1939 and 1977. But he never actually won an award himself. Instead, he got 4 honorary awards. Maybe he should have given them an honorary performance every time he hosted it, see how they would have liked that. The hotel that Bob Hope used to stay in is somewhere over there. So I've decided to come on this footpath and take the scenic route to get there. Hope was a keen sportsman, and I can just imagine him coming out on one of his morning walks from the hotel, seeing a field such as this and thinking, I wish that was a golf course. Hope's first visit back here in 1939 was very memorable. He and his wife Dolores were on their way to Paris and thought they'd stop by because Hitchin is sort of on the way. It wasn't really, in those days anyway. These days it's quite convenient to get from Hitchin and Little Wymondley to the Gare du Nord because of the Eurostar and all of that kind of thing. But in those days, I think it was a tricky journey. Anyway, I'm not getting to the point. He came and he threw a party for all his relatives in a Hitchin pub, and it was there where somebody said, go on Bob, go and tell us a few gags because we hear you're a comedian. And a lot of them actually hadn't seen his films. So he went up and he did a few jokes and they bombed. He completely died. And this is Bob Hope saying this, I'm not having a go at him. He admitted it himself. He said he did really badly. And then his granddad said, move over, I'll show you how it's done. And his granddad went on stage and he did a 20-minute set which killed. Everyone was in stitches. He was telling all these jokes and then he ended it with a dance. It was a really good routine. And he leaned into him afterwards, the granddad, and he said to Bob, he said, you're a foreigner now, you've forgotten your sense of humour. And that's why his jokes didn't do so well. So I guess it was good for Bob that he did go over to Hollywood because he could forge a career there, because if he tried to be a comedian in Hitchin, it sounds like he would have done very badly. Throughout his career, Hope used hordes of writers, and he was so proud of every quip, zinger and one-liner that he ever made that he kept them all in a fireproof vault in his house. My friend Jeremy also keeps a record of every intelligent thing he's ever said. He keeps those in a matchbox. Hope's career really kicked off in 1940, only a year after visiting Hitchin that first time. Did that trip give him a new vigour and enthusiasm which allowed him to perform at his best in his film roles? Almost definitely yes. It's a great advert for Hitchin and West Anglia. Come to this region and within a year your career will reach new heights. That's not a legal guarantee or anything, you can't hold me to that, but it certainly worked for Bob Hope. I don't know if you can tell, but it is chucking it down now and I'm hiding under this bridge here. I'll resume the search for this hotel when it dies down. Hope as a comedian was a controversial act. His routine often caused wrath among the censors. This was a time when saying darn could cause shrieks in the gallery, so maybe it wasn't all that difficult to do, but I was still disappointed to hear that. I pride myself on being a wholesome presenter, somebody who makes videos that can be watched by all of the family. I think resorting to being a potty mouth just shows a complete lack of it will come to me. It just shows a complete lack of vocabulary. On this country road in Little Wymondley, here I come to the turning for the hotel. I'm just going to have a wander in now. It was called the Blakemore when Hope stayed here. It's changed hands probably loads of times since then. We are talking the 1930s and 40s. The world has changed, it does move on. It looks quite big. Fitting for a Hollywood star, no doubt, absolutely. For all intents and purposes, this was Bob Hope's West Anglian HQ. If you came here today and asked to stay in the Bob Hope suite, they probably wouldn't have any idea what you were talking about. But for those of us who are interested in these things, it's important. There's no point me telling you what to do with the editing, Jeremy, because you're going to do what you like anyway. That was Hitchin, and that was Little Wymondley, and that was the story of Bob Hope's time here in West Anglia. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video and finding out about another Hollywood connection to this region. I've been Nathaniel Whiston, and I will see you again next time for more Hollywood stars of West Anglia.